A rainfall warning continues for much of the south coast, bringing a wet start to the first week of 2015. And while it's wet down here in Metro Vancouver, it's been a different scenario on the Sea to Sky Highway. That's where we are with Greg Harper this morning. Greg.
Good morning, Jody. Yes, just off the Portal Cove exit here on the Sea to Sky Highway, about 20 kilometers outside of Squamish. As you could see behind me here, we are surrounded by a lot of snow. At least 10 centimeters of it fell yesterday in a short period of time as well. This is what the highway looks like right now. Not too bad. Certainly much, much better than it did yesterday afternoon. Take a look at this. This was around 2:30 Sunday afternoon. This is gridlock, traffic heading south back into the city. It was at times treacherous, the conditions, that's for sure, on the Sea to Sky, but fortunately no serious injuries were reported.
Well, they got the worst of the snowfall during the day Sunday into late last night. It's been changing to freezing rain ever since. A little bit of wet snow north of Squamish to Whistler is still possible today, but mostly it's freezing rain for the next few hours.
So, and this is what we are walking in here this morning, Jody. Again, yeah, lots of snow remains. However, it is raining here now. That rain is picking up a bit. Still chilly, about 2 degrees, but conditions here on the highway much, much better this morning than they were yesterday afternoon. Jody?
And good news for the skiers hitting the slopes. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning from the Sea to Sky. In other news, investigators are still trying to determine if weather was a factor in a serious crash in Surrey. A man was left trapped in his car after it veered off the road and hit a tree. It happened on 8th Avenue near 192nd Street just before 11 o'clock Sunday morning. The man, who's in his 20s, was airlifted to hospital in serious condition with possible life-threatening injuries. Snow is good news for our local mountains. Operators are grateful for the weekend snowfall after a late start to the season. Mount Seymour saw 42 centimeters of fresh powder in 24 hours. It relies on natural snow for its runs and could only open its tobogganing and Goldie learning slopes so far this winter. Cypress and Grouse Mountains each saw 32 centimeters in the same period, allowing them to open more areas for skiers and snowboarders. Alberta is in the midst of an extreme blast of winter with the wind chills. Right now, feels like minus 40 or colder in many places. More funding and extended hours are being provided at homeless shelters in Edmonton. Calgary was not part of the warnings, but is still seeing wind chill values down to minus 27. A Surrey woman charged with killing her daughter is expected back in court today. Lisa Batstone's last appearance was delayed so she could undergo a psychiatric assessment in order to see if she's fit to stand trial. She's charged with the second-degree murder of 8-year-old Tegan. Her body was found in the trunk of a car her mother was driving in Surrey on December the 10th. A trail in Lions Bay is going to be renamed in memory of a 7-year-old girl who recently died there. Erin Moore was killed in a rock slide on Unnecessary Mountain 2 weeks ago. She was hiking with friends and family when rocks came crashing down on her. Her funeral was held over the weekend, where she was remembered as a little girl who loved the outdoors and lived life to the fullest. The trail near Lone Tree Creek, where it happened, will now be called Erin Moore Trail. It has now been confirmed the death of a child in BC in November is linked to enterovirus D68. It's the third death linked to the virus in this province. The BC Centre for Disease Control has confirmed enterovirus was present when the child died, but it can't say if it was the exact cause of death or was a contributing factor. There have been 222 reported cases in BC since an outbreak in August, but experts say the virus has reached its peak. Other illnesses, such as the flu, pose more of a health risk in the winter months. A man from Surrey has been arrested after a stolen car crashed into 3 police vehicles. RCMP were looking for a truck stolen from 141st Street just before 11 o'clock yesterday morning. 2 men had been seen breaking into vehicles in the area when they found the stolen truck around 40 minutes later on King George Boulevard near 82nd Street. It had been driven into 3 police cruisers. The passenger ran off, but the 23-year-old driver from Surrey was arrested. 2 RCMP cruisers, as you can see, were severely damaged.